Then the word of the Lord came to me. He said, "Son of man, I have a story with a hidden meaning for you to tell the family of Israel. Tell them that this is what the Lord God says. A large eagle with big wings came to Lebanon. He had feathers covered with spots. He broke the top out of the big cedar tree, Lebanon, and brought it to Canaan. He set the branch down in a city of merchants. Then the eagle took some of the seeds from Canaan. He planted them in good soil by a good river. The seeds grew and became a grapevine. It was a good vine. The vine was not tall, but it spread to cover a large area. The vine grew stems, and smaller vines grew very long. Then another eagle with big wings saw the grapevine. The eagle had many feathers. The grapevine wanted this new eagle to care for it. So it stretched its roots and branches toward the eagle. Its branches stretched toward this eagle. The branches grew away from the field where it was planted. The grapevine wanted the new eagle to water it. The grapevine was planted in a good field near plenty of water. It could have grown branches and fruit. It could have become a very good grapevine. This is what the Lord God says. Do you think that plant will succeed? No. The new eagle will pull the plant from the ground, and the bird will break the plant's roots. It will eat up all the grapes. Then the new leaves will wilt. That plant will be very weak. It will not take strong arms or a powerful nation to pull that plant up by the roots. Will the plant grow where it is planted? No. The hot east wind will blow, and the plant will become dry and die. It will die there where it was planted. The word of the Lord came to me. He said, "Explain this story to the people of Israel who always turn against me. Tell them this. The first eagle is the king of Babylonia. He came to Jerusalem and took away the king and other leaders. He brought them to Babylonia. Then Nebuchadnezzar made an agreement with a man from the king's family. Nebuchadnezzar forced that man to make a promise. So this man promised to be loyal to Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar made this man the new king of Judah. Then he took all the powerful men away from Judah. So Judah became a weak kingdom that could not turn against King Nebuchadnezzar. The people were forced to keep the agreement Nebuchadnezzar made with the new king of Judah. But this new king tried to rebel against Nebuchadnezzar anyway. He sent messengers to Egypt to ask for help. The new king asked for many horses and soldiers. Now, do you think the new king of Judah will succeed? Do you think the new king will have enough power to break the agreement and escape punishment? The Lord God says, "By my life, I swear that this new king will die in Babylonia. Nebuchadnezzar made this man the new king of Judah, but he broke his promise with Nebuchadnezzar. This new king ignored that agreement. The king of Egypt will not be able to save the king of Judah. He might send many soldiers, but Egypt's great power will not save Judah. Nebuchadnezzar's army will build dirt roads and dirt walls to capture the city. Many people will die. But the king of Judah will not escape, because he ignored his agreement. He broke his promise to Nebuchadnezzar. The Lord God makes this promise. By my life, I swear that I will punish the king of Judah, because he ignored my warnings and broke our agreement. I will set my trap, and he will be caught in it. Then I will bring him to Babylon, and I will punish him there. I will punish him because he turned against me, and I will destroy his army. I will destroy his best soldiers and scatter them to the wind. Then you will know that I am the Lord, and that I told you these things. This is what the Lord God says. I will take a branch from a tall cedar tree. I will take a branch from the top of the tree, and I myself will plant it on a very high mountain. I myself will plant it on a high mountain in Israel. That branch will grow into a tree. It will grow branches and make fruit and become a beautiful cedar tree. Many birds will sit on its branches and live in the shadows under its branches. Then the other trees will know that I, the Lord, make tall trees fall to the ground, and I make small trees grow tall. I make green trees become dry, and I make dry trees become green. I am the Lord. If I say that I will do something, then I will do it." The word of the Lord came to me. He said, "Why do you people say this proverb? The parents ate the sour grapes, but the children got the sour taste. But the Lord God says, "By my life, I swear that people in Israel will not think this Proverbs is true anymore. I will treat everyone, child and parent, just the same. The one who sins is the one who will die. A person who is good will live. He is fair and does what is right. He doesn't go to the mountains to share food offered to idols. He doesn't pray to those filthy idols in Israel. He doesn't commit adultery with his neighbor's wife or with a woman during her period. He doesn't take advantage of others. If someone borrows money from him, he might take something of value before he gives the money. But when that person pays him back, he returns what he took. He gives food to the hungry and clothes to people who need them. If someone wants to borrow money from him, he lends the money and doesn't charge interest on the loan. He refuses to be crooked. He is always fair with everyone. People can trust him. He obeys my laws and studies my rules so that he can learn to be fair and dependable. He is good, so he will live. This is what the Lord God said. But someone like that might have a son who does not do any of these good things. The son steals things and kills people. He does things his father never did. He goes to the mountains and eats foods offered to false gods. He commits the sin of adultery with his neighbor's wife. He mistreats poor, helpless people. He takes advantage of them. When a debt is paid, he does not give back what he took from them. He prays to filthy idols and does other terrible things. He lends money to people who need it, but he forces them to pay interest on the loan. The evil son will not be allowed to live. He will be put to death because he did such terrible things, and he will be responsible for his own death. Now, that evil son might also have a son, but this son sees the bad things his father did, and he refuses to live as his father did. He treats people fairly. He does not go to the mountains and eat foods offered to false gods. He does not pray to filthy idols in Israel. He does not commit the sin of adultery with his neighbor's wife. He does not take advantage of people. If someone borrows money from him, the good son takes something of value and then gives the other person the money. When that person pays him back, the good son gives back what he took. The good son gives food to hungry people, and he gives clothes to those who need them. He helps the poor. If people want to borrow money, the good son lends them the money, and he does not charge interest on the loan. He obeys my laws and follows them. He will not be put to death for his father's sins. The good son will live. The father hurts people and steals things. He never does anything good for my people. He will die because of his own sins. You might ask, why will the son not be punished for his father's sins? The reason is that the son was fair and did good things. He very carefully obeyed my laws, so he will live. The one who sins is the one who will be put to death. A son will not be punished for his father's sins, and a father will not be punished for his son's sins. A good man's goodness belongs to him alone, and a bad man's evil belongs to him alone. Now, if evil people change their lives, they will live and not die. They might stop doing all the bad things they did and begin to carefully obey all my laws. They might become fair and good. God will not remember all the bad things they did. He will remember only their goodness, so they will live. The Lord God says, I don't want evil people to die. I want them to change their lives so that they can live. Now, maybe good people might stop being good. They might change their lives and begin to do all the terrible things that evil people have done in the past. The evil people changed so they can live. So if those good people change and become bad, God will not remember all the good things they did. He will remember that they turned against him and began to sin. So they will die because of their sin. You people might say, the Lord isn't fair. But listen, family of Israel, I am fair. You are the ones who are not fair. If good people change and become evil, they must die for the bad things they do. And if evil people change and become good and fair, they will save their lives. They will live. They saw how wicked they were and came back to me. They stopped doing the evil things they did in the past. So they will live. They will not die. The people of Israel said, that's not fair. The Lord isn't fair. I am fair. You are the ones who are not fair. Why? Because, family of Israel, I will judge each of you only for what you do. This is what the Lord God said. So come back to me. Stop committing those crimes and do away with those things that cause you to sin. Throw away all the terrible idols with which you committed your crimes. Change your heart and spirit. People of Israel, why should you do things that will cost you your life? I don't want to kill you. Please come back and live. This is what the Lord God said. The Lord said to me, you must sing this sad song about the leaders of Israel. Your mother is like a female lion, lying there with the male lions. She went to lie down with the young male lions and had many babies. One of her cubs gets up. He has grown to be a strong young lion. He has learned to catch his food. He killed and ate a man. The people heard him roar, and they caught him in their trap. They put hooks in his mouth and carried the young lion to Egypt. The mother lion had hoped that cub would become the leader, but now she has lost all hope. So she took another of her cubs and trained him to be a lion. He hunted with the adult lions and became a strong young lion. He learned to catch his food. He killed and ate a man. He attacked the palaces and destroyed the cities. Everyone in that country was too afraid to speak when hearing his growl. Then the people who lived around him set a trap for him, and they caught him in their trap. They put hooks on him and locked him up. They had him in their trap. So they took him to the king of Babylon. And now you cannot hear his roar on the mountains of Israel. Your mother is like a grapevine planted near the water. She had plenty of water, so she grew many strong vines. Then she grew large branches. They were like a strong walking stick. They were like a king's scepter. The vine grew taller and taller. It had many branches and reached to the clouds. But the vine was pulled up by the roots and thrown down to the ground. The hot east wind blew and dried its fruit. The strong branches broke, and they were thrown into the fire. Now that grapevine is planted in the desert. It is a very dry and thirsty land. A fire started in the large branch and spread to destroy all of its vines and fruit. So there was no strong walking stick. There was no king's scepter. This was a sad song about death, and it was sung as a sad song about death.